Hello, everyone, and welcome to Who's in Your Contacts, where conversations, culture, and connections collide. I am so happy to be with you here again on this next episode, and can I tell you, you're in for a complete treat. And so, as you know, I'm always going to, after I do the introduction of my guest, I am going to do the I Love You segment. So you're going to see it like I usually do. Well, let me introduce our guest. I'm so excited about our guest. I am going to introduce to you no other than the best, the greatest, the most amazing, Ginny Ryan. So we got to clap it up. Is that where we insert the clap? Is that where it is? I heard that the studio is working on a button for us to have clapping. So that might be on the next episode. I don't know. Or I might do this live in front of some folks. So more to come, y'all. All right, so a little bit about Ginny Ryan, who is my shero. Ginny grew up in Gates and after college landed her dream job at 13 Wham, where she worked as a news reporter and an anchor of the 5, 10, and 11 o'clock newscast for 35 years. So she has been giving us goodness for 35 years. And in 2018, my friends, she and co-anchor Doug Embledge, am I saying that right?
You got it.
Look at me, all right, were inducted into the New York State Broadcasting Hall of Fame. And in 2022, she and Doug decided they wanted a career change. And so for Ginny, it was driven in large and in part of wanting just a normal schedule. That's it, And so in October of that year, Ginny joined Canandaigua National Bank as Director of Community Engagement, overseeing the bank's communications, events, and philanthropy. And she is absolutely enjoying her role, leveraging her past career in a new way with just banking hours, which are the good hours. So Ginny serves on several local boards and is honored to give back to the community that has given her so much. And so she and her husband, Jeff, have 2 grown children and their first grandson. She stands as a beacon of excellence, compassion, and purpose, a woman whose legacy continues to open doors for others to rise. Help me welcome the woman of the hour, Ginny Ryan.
Wow, I'm so touched. You're a natural on camera. Holy cow.
I am so happy to be here with you.
I'm honored. Thank you for that really generous introduction and that warm welcome.
Oh my gosh.
It's so nice to sit here with you.
So
we usually do it over like coffee and breakfast. So.
Yeah, and now this is like the podcasting season. So we're going to do the I Love You segment. I love you segment. Ginny Ryan. The I Love You segment is the things that I have to say about the ones I love. Ginny Ryan, you are a beacon of hope for many. You have paved the way for everyone and also for women. You are a safe space for so many. And so when someone can keep a career for 35 years of being in the public and being that constant, steady peace, the safe voice, that's something that you can't put on like it's a play. That's something that this is who you are. And in my formative years of my career, I remember doing a virtual gala at the height of COVID. And I was so nervous because I'm like, this is Ginny Ryan. I was like, oh my gosh. And now I'm on set and I have to do the thing. And I was literally fighting for my life. I was so afraid. And you were so gentle and kind to me. And that moment, I knew I had something, because you are a woman who also tells the truth, because that's what you did for a really long time. And so I remembered that, walking away saying, although I'm really terrified to be on camera, terrified, it may not, y'all, we're going to unpack that on another show, but terrified, what you did not know what you were doing is that you were placing a seed of purpose in my heart. And so because you're like, well done, you did well, now some people never get to see the harvest of a seed that they planted. And so in this very moment, the seed that you planted, you're getting to see the harvest, because it manifested into this moment.
Oh my gosh. I'm so
So I
touched
love
by
you.
that. Thank you. I love you right back.
So this is a big deal.
This is a big deal to me, and I think I've shared this with you, is that sitting with you that night in 2022 when it was a time of such uncertainty, right?
Yes.
We didn't know what was coming the next day.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't know if this fundraiser would work, but we
Yeah.
knew we had to do it for the
Yes.
Ronald McDonald House families, and we knew how important it was. The minute I sat down with you, instant rapport. You made me feel so comfortable. And we were a team.
Yes.
And I loved it.
Oh my gosh.
Because you come across so authentic, and you care passionately about helping people.
Yes.
And you can't fake that. And it came across that night. And that's why it was successful.
Thank you. Okay. I need to get it together, y'all, because I didn't bring backup makeup.
Yeah,
I don't. I need to
trust
start
me,
bringing
it. You just made me very emotional. That was very generous of you. Thank you.
You're the best. So we're going to get into
Right back at you.
talking about your early journey and career path,
Yeah.
because I'm here for all the wisdom that you're about to be dropping.
Oh, man, this can be short.
It's going to be not short. Watch. You're going to see these gems like, what? So break out your notepads and your pen. Get inspired. I always say that, or however you capture notes, get inspired right now. And so, the world is doing all kinds of things. And so the world is not falling apart, y'all. It's falling together. So get your notepad out, get inspired, and work on your next business venture or whatever you have in your heart. So talking about being inspired, what inspired you to pursue a career in broadcasting?
Oh, that's a great question. It goes back to third grade. My dad had just died. I was very young. I was 7 when he died. And I hated school. Hated it. I didn't want to leave my mom. I lived in fear of losing her, that I would come home from school and she wouldn't be there. So I missed a lot of school in second grade, a lot. And I didn't want to go. Third grade rolled around. My mom's like, you gotta go to school. You gotta go to school. I gotta get a job, right? I gotta, keep this family going.
Sure.
And I went to school, and I got so lucky. I got the best teacher. She changed my life. Her name was Miss Ryan.
Miss Ryan.
We had that instant connection from the name. She was just fresh out of grad school, probably 23 years old, and looked at the world with just a different set of eyes, And I'm not sure she even knew what had happened to me, but she welcomed me and every other kid in that classroom with such love and enthusiasm, and I felt it. For the first time in school, I really felt that I belonged there. And for one of the assignments, she asked us to do an autobiography. And I did not want to tell my story. I was so uncomfortable. And, it was in the 70s, 8-year-old kids. Nobody had lost a parent at that point. I just didn't want to talk about it. And we didn't talk about anything in my house.
Yeah.
We just kept going, right?
Yeah.
Which happens a lot.
Yes.
So I didn't want to tell my story, and I think she sensed that. So she said, okay, tell my story. And, okay. And I got to learn things about her that no one else in the class knew. I got to call her dad from the principal's office and interview him. And she sent me photos of herself as a young girl. So I put this book together. I still have it. And I realized in that moment I love telling people's stories. And that hooked me. And also happening at that time was Watergate. 2 reporters, Woodward and Bernstein, breaking that story. My sister was older, and she sat on the floor with the Washington Post
Yes.
sprawled all over the living room floor, and I would sit there and look at it and ask her questions.
Yes.
And she told me about the story with Watergate and these two reporters who broke it. I thought, well, I like to write. This is what I want to do. I want to be a political journalist in that moment.
Wow.
And I think I was 10 or 11 years old. I still have the dictionary that my sister inscribed to me, and she wrote to a future political journalist. And when you say something to a child like that you believe in them, and this is a gift because this is what you're going to do, that's pretty powerful. And I think that's cemented to me. I'm like, well, that's what I'm going to do now. It's in this dictionary. Wow. So those two things really influenced me. Out of something really sad came this pivotal life moment for me, really. And it gave me a purpose and a focus that I think got me through school in those difficult years of figuring it all out.
Would you say that that very experience of losing your father and being able to tell the story of Miss Ryan helped you to tell stories while you were on air for 35 years? Did that influence the way how you delivered stories?
I'm not sure, 'cause I don't really remember that much about how I did it, but I remember knowing and feeling that connection to her dad and to her. And to be able to stand in front of my classmates and tell them things they didn't know was such an honor and a privilege. And that has never escaped me, that people don't have to tell you their story. That sitting down with someone and sharing their story is an act of faith and trust. And I've never taken that for granted. So I think when I do sit down, and when I did sit down with people, I value that moment and what they were doing for me, because it's hard to do. And you're vulnerable.
Yes.
And I think that never losing sight of that helped me along the way. Certainly, I learned, I think, how to tell a better story than I did in third grade.
Well, you've been doing it great. I'm like, wowzers.
Thank you.
Wowzers. You know, I have a few friends who are journalists, and they're early in their career, not even 5 years in. And so they talk to me about the good things, but they also talk to me about the scary things. So possibly what they saw was like the lights, camera, and the action, but not the struggles of the industry. And so were there any struggles breaking into the industry, or just other struggles within itself that you experienced, and how did you get past those things?
How much time do we have now? Those struggles really do shape you, though. You know, I think getting into the business was hard. It was so competitive back then. The whole profession was kind of opening up. It was only the late 70s or early 80s when the FCC kind of pushed open the door for women and told the companies that own TV stations that, you know, your presenters, the people on TV, need to look more like your audience.
Yes.
Because at that time in America, there were a lot of, no offense, white men telling us the news.
Yes.
So when that door was pushed open, right around the time that I was becoming interested in journalism, a lot of women got into it. That was that first class. Jane Pauley, Diane Sawyer, Barbara Walters to some degree. She was before that. But there were Connie Chung. There were a host of women who were getting into the business, rising very quickly in high-profile positions. So a lot of women and young people wanted to go into the business, which was great, right? The more voices, the better. But it was competitive. So getting that first job wasn't the easiest thing. And when there's competition for things, you know, they don't pay you very well. I made $4 an hour in my first job.
$4
as a reporter and a news anchor in Elmira, New York. That was my first job. And I remember thinking, I was making more as a head lifeguard in college. You know?
So I could get four.
Yeah,
1, 2, 4 buckaroonies.
I had 2 roommates, one who I shared a bedroom with, like college, and I worked at Casual Corner. I don't know if you remember that story.
Gosh, I have heard of it.
Yeah, okay, but I business. But I worked there at night. So you know what, but though I really wanted it, and I was so honored to be able to have the job. So when you want something and you love it, you're willing to work for it.
That's right.
And then, the competition that existed when you get your job exists when you have your job. And that was hard getting into the newsroom at Channel 13. For the first time, because I was such good friends with all the people I worked with
Yes.
at ENY, WENY, and Elmira, and we were all in the same boat. So we just kind of all hung together. And not that we didn't at 13, but the competition for work was definitely elevated there.
Yes.
And that's when I think I realized I had to put those, we talked about earlier,
Yeah.
putting those blinders on and just running your own race and doing the best you can do and not worrying about what other people say or do, because it does impact you. And, a woman on television, you hear a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah.
A lot of judgment. So that also helps you and kind of just stay focused. But, in navigating that competition and trying to remain professional and friendly with your coworkers, that's really important to kind of blunt that noise. Those things you face,
Now that you say this, and going back to the conversation we had about the harvest, now when I look at television, I could honestly say, and maybe I'm still living in a bubble, but I'm like, that's where women are.
which is awesome.
And it's like, I'm sitting across from someone who did that, where wow, I'm sorry, I'm just having like this revelatory moment where I didn't think about, oh, should I do a podcast because I'm a woman and someone doesn't want to hear me? It's okay, well, you have something to say, but it wasn't grounded in me being a woman. And it was because you went before me and others like myself to break that ceiling so we don't even have to think about it.
I love that. And so many women came before me. But, the one thing about, and I reflect often about, the competition, and when I got to be that role, I remember thinking when I was, able to be promoted at 13, I kept thinking that I want to be the woman that helps other women along, because
Yeah.
I didn't always find that in my experience. But I think, when I reflect on that, and I think one of the reasons is because there was always room when at the beginning of broadcast news, when the door opened for women, for one. And I think women naturally felt competitive with each other because we knew that, they're hiring women, but they're only going to hire one. Who's it going to be? So there was this natural competition embedded in it. And that's how it should be at all, because now there's room for everyone.
For sure.
But when things change, when you feel a shift, sometimes there's only one that's going to get the job. And I think it created some unnecessary competition in newsrooms back in the day.
Now that we're on the topic of competition, what advice would you give to younger professionals around finding their voice and their identity, and knowing when, or I don't even know if this is like a thing, but knowing when or when not to conform, kind of deal? And I say that because authenticity is so important, but also recognizing time and place, and that's critical. I still talk about time and place because sometimes it's not always a free-for-all that you're going to go and sit on the news and I'm going to do jumping jacks today because I feel like being my authentic self. There's time and place, but going back to the original question, what would you say to young professionals who feel the pressure to conform? What do you say about that?
I think, at least in TV news, the profession that I did for 35 years, don't conform. There is so much opportunity to live authentically and be authentic and genuine. It really wasn't that case coming of age as I did in broadcasting, because there was this, at least I felt a need to conform, to look a certain way, to act a certain way, because that's how it was back then. Women dressed a certain way, hair was a certain way. Although I've had this haircut since kindergarten, but
Well, it looks great.
that's the only thing my hair does. But they were stereotypical, right? The way people looked on TV.
Yeah.
And it's not the case anymore, which is fantastic. We look more like the people watching us. So, and it took a lot of younger people coming into the profession who lived authentically, and then people that were watching saying, yeah, the rest of it doesn't seem authentic. The rest of this doesn't seem true, but you do. And the people that find that right balance soar in their professions, soar, because they're living authentically. And now we have the onset of podcasts and Substack and people doing their own thing, and boy, they have a following, right?
For
They're
sure.
not conforming to anyone. They're not working for a corporation for the most part.
Right.
They're doing their own thing, and
Doing a
people
thing.
are listening.
They really are.
So I think there's so much value in that. And this was one of the questions I had for you.
Ooh. Oh my God.
Turn the tables on Krista
Oh my
Ellis.
goodness. Like, do you see me? I'm like, okay. All right. I'm ready.
Because I think you live authentically so well. So how do you balance the many voices that we all hear every day with living authentically?
How do I balance the many voices while still living authentically?
All those voices in your life,
Yeah.
Voices in your head, voices in your life. And you remain authentic.
Yeah. It's all right. So, in my childhood, I had a mix of people telling me of what I wasn't and what I would never do and never be. But then I also had individuals who saw who I was, and those voices were louder and the loudest for me. I don't know, because sometimes the negative voices are louder, but for some reason, the voices of one day you're going to write a book, one day you're going to have a show, one day you're going to be like a Oprah or something. And I remember those things, and I kept them steady as my North Star. Also, understanding who I am. So this, one thing that I've never hidden is my faith. And in my faith, there is a deep call to understand your identity and what is in the benefits package of my faith. And so in that benefits package is a sureness that I was wonderfully made. And so all my quirks and all the different things about me, I was made in such a way to help in part of healing the world. And so if I do not live authentically, that means I'm living outside of my purpose. And so this is a disservice to the world, and also a moment where my Creator looks at me and says, man, well then, I created her to be a butterfly, and she's trying to be something that she's trying to be a leaf, or something like that. And I've always been that way, where it's just like, hey, how you doing? All right, this is what you think about me. That's the story you're going to tell yourself. Well, that's unfortunate. But I don't have to own how you see me. I don't have to own that. That's your story. But it doesn't, your narrative of me does not make it true. So I'm going to continue to be me.
And this has been your whole life?
My whole life. I actually knew what I was going to do from the time I was 8 years old. I knew.
So you did. So
I did.
We're about the same age. Isn't that
Yes.
scary that, at 8, when you think about your own kids?
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is it sounds like your faith has grounded you. And your faith has muted some of those voices maybe and kept you true to yourself.
For sure.
Okay.
Because I know the voice that matters.
I love that.
Mm-hmm. There's only one voice that matters, and that's the voice I follow.
Amen. So
Amen to that.
That benefits package.
Yes. Joy, goodness, and knowing who you are.
Does that include a 401k?
It sure does. Okay. It's in Listen, if you want to check that out, go check out the Book of Solomon. It tells you how you can get a nice 401k with building a business. There you go. All of the things.
Oh, man. She's got it just like this. Got the answers.
All of the things. So let's get into community engagement. Now you're at Canandaigua National Bank. Shout out to Canandaigua National Bank, okay? Best bank ever.
Wow, that's pretty awesome.
The reason why, and so folks know in my other things that I do, of the many hats that I wear, I'm the exec. Also, in addition to owning LSK Consulting, I am the executive director at the Women's Foundation of Genesee Valley. And so for 15 years, Canandaigua National Bank has been managing our multi-million-dollar endowment. And so we are able to do what we do and have a major impact in the community because our dollars and our investments are safe because they are at Canandaigua National Bank. So of course they will bring on the best of the best because that's what they do.
Well, that's very kind of you, but I'm really not a banker. They kind of keep me away from the hard stuff. I do the easy stuff.
You do the best stuff, which is
it's
the community,
fun.
the community
I love
engagement
what I
part.
do. Yeah, but
Yeah.
thank you. Could we maybe snip this up for a commercial?
Yes.
From you? Okay.
Absolutely, for sure. I got it. Mike, you know what to do. Yeah, for sure. So no, I really enjoy working with CNB. It
That's
makes things so
terrific.
much
Thank
easier
you.
for us. So it
They're
makes
good people.
sense. Just good people.
Mm-hmm.
Good people. And so this makes sense because in business, there has to be, it doesn't necessarily have to be, but it's good to always have a arm of social responsibility. And so while Canandaigua National Bank is a bank and has multiple arms, at the end of the day, they are serving the whole person.
Mm-hmm.
And so much of an individual is wrapped up in economic self-sufficiency, how they can grow their dollars, is their piggy bank safe so that they could survive and live. And so you have to have a trust relationship with your bank, which makes sense as to why you would be doing this work, is because you have created trust for years and the credibility, and we all know that you will do us good.
Wow, thank you very much.
It's the truth.
That's very kind. I got to remember that.
You do us
That's very kind.
good.
It's interesting though. I knew that I wanted to leave. Doug and I talked about it. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, and I didn't know how to articulate the value that I had in that other job in TV news for 35 years, and how to translate that to the real world.
Yeah.
But man, I could have used you for help back then.
I'll be here in the back.
And I look, thank you. That's really kind. I feel so fortunate to have landed where I did. Great company, fantastic culture,
Yes.
and really a tremendous legacy of giving back to the community that I'm fortunate enough to be a part of.
Yes.
It's been going on long before me.
Gosh, shout out to Canandaigua National Bank. I mean, we just honored Joy Plotnick Esquire.
Yeah.
We love Joy a lot.
She's amazing.
And so, CMB has played a major role in the Women's Foundation.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for standing, Canandaigua National Bank. Thank you so much for standing with our community. We can't collectively, I'm not just talking about the Women's Foundation, but I'm just talking about this community. We can't do what we do without you. So thank you for keeping us safe, and thank you for keeping our investment safe, and thank you for investing in our community. You rock.
Thank you for being a customer and that wonderful endorsement.
Here we go.
Really great. We didn't pay for this, I swear.
It didn't. Well, you see my love section. It's all of love. It's love and honor. When you honor people, you have to honor those who honor you well. And I still honor people who don't honor me.
Yeah, well, that's what it's all about, right? That's the hard part.
Yeah. So now that you're working in community engagement and social responsibility, what's your favorite part about it? Like, what do you like the most? about your role?
I enjoy connecting people and leveraging my past life and helping the bank.
Yeah.
You know, my past knowledge of issues that are facing the community and figuring out how does the bank join that effort? How does the bank make a difference? Being able to use those contacts that we have.
Who's in your contacts?
Yeah.
Yes.
And sharing those with people at the bank and, you know, maybe calling City Hall and saying, how do we help with this? Or what do we need to know?
Yeah.
And then how do we need to inform ourselves to respond to those challenges, you know, that the community's facing?
That's right.
That's what brings me joy. And plugging people in the bank to volunteer opportunities, that's another great one. Because so many people want to do things. They don't know how to begin.
Yes.
So being able to pick up the phone and saying, you know, and that brings people joy on the other end.
It does.
Because people want to help.
They do.
And then I've connected someone to something that they want to do. So
Yes.
those are all great parts of the job. You know, the philanthropic side.
Yes.
Then there's the comms and our events. So really it's about celebrating the bank.
Yes.
I think all things inside and outside the bank. That's how I look at community engagement. The hard thing is not being able to do everything that people request of you. That's the hardest thing. The needs are tremendous. They've always been, but they're growing.
They're growing.
And we're trying to be really sensitive to that because it's challenging for a lot of people right now.
It truly is.
And our president and CEO cares deeply about issues affecting people.
You know, someone asked me the question is, what's the hardest part of working at a foundation? And I said, not having enough to give away to all. Yeah, saying no, you know it's a good cause. Oh,
It hurt, yeah.
it hurts. It's not like there's folks sitting in the background waiting to say no. It's like we want to say yes, but
You can't. I
just
know.
can't.
Yes, and then having those priorities and that vision, mission statements, trying to really stay true to that, you know, it's easy. It's easy to veer, but I often have to remind myself, okay, you know, go back. What's our purpose, right?
Yeah.
What are we trying to accomplish?
Well, you all are accomplishing much legacy and impact.
Oh, thank you. Well, the folks really in the branches do an amazing job, and they're so good at delivering customer service. And, you know, that sets the bar pretty high for the rest of us, right?
Yeah.
It
She's
really
doing
does.
it, though. I mean, anything Ginny Ryan is involved in,
man.
it's the bomb.com. It's the bomb.com.
You're too kind.
When you look back at your career so far, what impact are you most proud of? Was there like something that you did or a project you're like, yeah, that's the one?
Oh, gosh, there's so many stories that I'm proud of. I think the stories that really still resonate with me are the ones not with someone whose name you would recognize, not the quote-unquote famous people, but it's the ordinary people who either by choice or not were forced into extraordinary situations and really rose to the challenge. There's a lot of people that I think about all the time that had hardship and tragedy, but, you know, rose to meet it, to help other families that were experiencing something similar that maybe didn't feel like they had the voice.
Yeah.
Those are the stories that stick with me today still. So, you know, it's funny when you go, what are you most proud of? It's when someone says, and it just happened recently this past week, you did a story with me when, and it made my child feel like this, you know, it made them feel really valued and seen. I was like, that's it.
That's
you
it.
know, that's the thing you're most proud of. It's such a privilege to be able to help people and have an impact, right?
Yes.
You hope. Sometimes you don't know, right? You don't always know.
We're about to go into our fun rapid fire round. But before we do that, I have one last question.
Okay.
You have accomplished so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Who is Ginny now?
Who is Ginny now, man? We gotta, we're wrapping this up, right? You asked me the hardest question.
And this is
Who is Ginny now? I am at peace. I feel like I finally found a good balance between life and work and my home. That was really important to me. I struggled for a long time with that. So it's nice to be able to spend more time with my husband. I don't know if he feels that same way. Because everywhere I go, there you are. We joke about that. But we really didn't spend a lot of time together. We were on opposite schedules. So to be able to sit down at night and even watch TV or talk is huge.
Yes.
To know that I can respond to my family and my kids when they need me. Right, not too long after I was in the job, my phone rang at like 4:30, 4:45, my son. Now, back in the day, at 4:45, I would not have picked up my phone.
Yeah.
At all, because I was getting ready to do the news.
Yes.
I wouldn't have seen my phone, or I wouldn't have been like, they know not to call me now.
Yes.
My son called me. He's like, Mom, they had just had a baby. Like, we're going to Home Depot. Do you want to go to dinner with us? I'm like, absolutely, yes.
Yes.
And in that moment, I thought, this is what I was missing. That ability to be spontaneous, to go see my family at a time, because work dictated when we worked for 35, 38 years. And I loved it, but it was a lifestyle choice.
Yeah.
So now my work really adapts to a lifestyle that makes me feel like I have more flexibility and I'm able to enjoy life in a different way. I enjoyed it immensely before, but I knew I needed more balance.
Yes.
I felt out of whack. So that's where I am now. It's in a really good place.
And there was a beautiful wedding.
Yes, my daughter got married. That was fantastic.
Yes. Stunning bride.
Oh, thank you. She's a great kid.
Stunning person. Amazing person.
Oh, that's right, because you know her.
She's the best, too.
Oh, she loves to volunteer with the foundation.
Yes.
I forgot that connection.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm
thank you. I'm really proud of her.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Thank
All
you.
right. So fun and rapid fire time. We're going to ask some quick questions because it's your time. Rapid fire time.
Wow. Who needs a band when they have you?
I totally made that up, but I was like, let's sing. All right. So here we're just going to get just quick questions.
Okay,
we're just
right
going to go
off the
through.
top of my head.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Cool beans. All right. Give up one for the rest of your life. You got to give up one. Cell phone or laptop?
Laptop.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Morning news or late night talk shows?
Morning news.
Okay. Really? All right, I'm going to go back to that. I'm going to go back to it. All right. What's one fact about you that would surprise people?
I always have a hard time with that one. It's not very rapid. I like to do things that scare me on vacation.
What?
Yeah. I'm not happy unless I've been scared on vacation.
What?
Yeah.
You know my dream is I want to swim with sharks cage free.
Okay, we swam with nurse sharks. Not the same thing at all.
I want to do the big
sharks.
scary ones.
No, it wasn't the big scary ones. I don't know if I'm ready. I don't want to be that scared. I don't want to lose my life doing it.
But just a gentle scare.
There's something about being scared that makes you feel so alive.
Do you do roller coasters?
Yeah, my stomach. But
I don't like
I'm thinking
coasters.
I like to just really go out of my comfort zone on my vacation. Yeah. So we're most happy, my husband and I, when we do that.
I'm here for it.
All right.
All right. What's a song that always makes you feel joyful?
Oh, Lovely Day. Bill Withers.
A lovely day.
Yeah.
A lovely, lovely day.
Yeah.
Lovely day.
Makes my day hearing that song.
All right. The last one. Fill in the blank. The world needs more.
Crystal Ellis. Slam dunk. That was easy.
Aww. Come on, mushy now.
Oh, man. Are you kidding?
Oh, man.
If everyone had your outlook and positivity and the joy you spread, we'd be in a better place.
Thank you for that.
And we just talked for an hour, right? Without anything divisive.
Yeah.
We
just had a good time.
We didn't solve any world problems, but it was fun.
It was fun. And that's what, this is what this show is about.
I love it.
Injecting joy into
and you do
the
it.
world.
Every interaction you have. It's a joy to know you. It really is.
Well, thank you so much.
So, late night TV or morning show? You're a late night girl?
I am a late night. So, I will start doing emails at 1 a.m. And then I stop emails about 3. then I go to bed and get back up at 6.
Oh, whoa.
If I
Every
sleep,
night?
not every night, but most of them. If I sleep too long, I get up and I kind of feel really, really weird.
Okay,
Yeah.
3 hours is not long. 3 hours is sleep deprived.
Yeah, 4 and
How
5
do you
hours.
function?
When I get to 5 hours of sleep, I get up and I feel like a bus hit me. Is there like a medical thing for this? Can someone diagnose me? But real physicians, please. But if I sleep too
wish
long,
I could do that.
I get up, my body hurts, I'm groggy, and then I have to lay back down because I feel physically sick. Is that because I don't sleep enough? Someone weigh in, but send me your credentials though. We're not gonna do Google MD. Okay,
We need a sleep study on Crystal.
for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
I often wish I could do that. I just can't.
Yeah, I
Can't.
gotta hit it. Like I gotta.
Well, you could do late night TV and morning shows. You cover
Yeah.
every end of the clock.
Yeah, I could do
With your
both.
schedule.
I'd love to. You know what I would love to do one day? Just be randomly on do like a news segment for like one day.
Okay.
Just random.
I think you could do it.
Yeah.
I think you're doing it right now. Right now.
right now with the best of the best. Well, thank you so much for being here and tuning in to Who's in Your Contacts. Remember to love big, go after people with a hug and with a smile. Life is short, so fill the world with love. Till next time.
Hey friend, thanks for tuning in to Who's in Your Contacts, where culture, connection, and collaboration collide. Be sure to subscribe wherever you listen so you never miss an episode from your favorite business bestie, Crystal Ellis. By the way, want some Crystal exclusives or a chance to work with her? Visit elliskconsulting.com to drop a note or follow her on Instagram at The Culture Broker. See you next time, and remember to show up as the best version of yourself today.